You are unaware that someone you love is looking inside you. Listen carefully, my darling youngster. Behind your back, something has been quietly taking place, like a shadow that walks behind you but never talks. When someone you trust stares at you a bit too long, asks one more question, or lingers after you leave the room, you may sense that weird pull. It's not only in your head. It's an indication that curiosity has evolved into something much more calculated, and love has evolved into curiosity. Remain here. Avoid scrolling because what is going to be revealed will permanently alter your perception of them. They used to say they loved you, but lately, their silence has shown more than words could ever convey. Every call, text, and visit seems a little scripted. I have to be honest with you now. They're not merely observing. They are gathering fragments of your life as proof of an imaginary crime. There is something enormous in store for you. You see, the person who promised to keep your secret safe has begun to decipher you. They've been following your every feeling, deciphering every laughing, and speculating about what you're keeping from them. They have been consumed by the deep-seated belief that you are concealing something. Fearful of losing power over you, rather than out of hatred, they have started an invisible investigation. They've discussed you with an unexpected person. It started off as a talk, seemingly innocuous, but then it changed. Dates, screenshots, and odd small notes stored on their phone. They are constructing a narrative about you, but it is not the true you, rather, it is the one they wish to think is true. You'll feel as though the room's air has been taken when you discover it. There is something enormous in store for you. This isn't retaliation. It's an obsession. Their mind no longer accepts mystery since they love you so much. They are analyzing your environment to see what you don't reveal since they are uncomfortable with the unknown aspects of you. However, by doing this, they are directly entering the maelstrom that will shatter their own hearts. Because the very love they are now running the risk of losing contains the truth they are looking for. You wouldn't believe what's on their phone. Sent a message to someone who inquired about you. They never ventured to ask you direct questions. They also intend to confirm anything tonight. The next time they glance at you, you'll see it. Like a detective feigning a smile, rather than a lover. There is something enormous in store for you. This isn't paranoia, despite what you might assume. Your spirit is aware that the energy surrounding you has changed. This explains why you've been feeling anxious when your phone buzzes unexpectedly or waking up abruptly at strange hours. Your inner protector is alerting you to the fact that something invisible has started to change in your world. Something intended to reveal secret intentions. This reality is more profound than treachery, therefore persevere until the very end. In order for you to ascend into true love, it is divine timing that reveals false faith. The investigator is unaware that their scheme will backfire. You won't be ruined by what they discover. It will expose their own uncertainty, guilt, and secrets they believe to be hidden. There is something enormous in store for you. They are going to confront an uncontrollable mirror. They would eventually reveal everything because of the same curiosity that led them to investigate you. Observe how they will begin by reiterating minor details and offering justifications for queries you never posed. At that point, their strategy starts to break apart and their mask starts to unravel. But pay attention, Sweetheart, this isn't intended to ruin you. It is intended to set you free. Heaven forbids anyone from surreptitiously invading your tranquility without repercussions. They will discover that you were never concealing anything at the conclusion of the investigation. They started out of fear. The doubt was in their hearts. There is something enormous in store for you. And when the truth eventually emerges, it will do so with a message that completely upends them. They'll realize that their pursuit of illusions has cost them your trust. But by then, you'll have already entered a higher realm, where you pursue serenity instead of explanations. No defense will be as powerful as your silence. Their guilt will be haunted by your composure. You won't even have to answer when they eventually come to you, shaking and confessing what they've done. The light surrounding you will respond on your behalf. This isn't finished yet, so stay till the very end. Their unraveling is barely getting started. There is something enormous in store for you. The air around you is shifting once more, so pay close attention, my darling child. Small indicators have already started, even if you can't see them now. Their spontaneous generosity, their haphazard presence, and their efforts to bring back your grin. It's no longer pure love. It's a diversion. With actions that appear to be affectionate, they are attempting to hide the guilt that is becoming more and more intense within them. Avoid skipping. Remain here. They can sense that the strategy they began in quiet is starting to fall apart. Their confidence has given way to uneasy laughing, and their interest has transformed into fear. You'll see it in the way they look at the reflections on your phone screen, the way they look at you while you type, or the way they speak your name in front of others with that delicate mixture of pride and anxiety. There is something enormous in store for you. You see, they crossed the line between control and affection, and what started off as, "I just want to understand them better," has now evolved into, "I need to know everything they're hiding." Here's the twist, though. Everything has also been recorded by the universe. All of their late-night conversations, screenshots, and whispers about you are coming back to haunt them. They will soon have to decide whether to confess or give up. They've convinced themselves that they are doing this out of love, therefore it won't be simple. But they know in their hearts that it's fear. Fear of losing someone who didn't mean to hurt them. Fear of realizing you were sincere all along. There is something enormous in store for you. They're going to do something tonight that they hope you won't notice. A message, a call, or even a trip to a location connected to your shared memories. They think they're getting more evidence, but what they'll discover is a mirror of their own emotions. The more they learn about your life, the more they will see how pure your motives are, and they will be silently broken by this discovery. They are perplexed by your composure. Their greatest punishment is that you're not responding, asking questions, or pursuing them. They anticipated conflict, tears, and drama. However, you are thwarting their whole scheme by remaining motionless and graceful. They are beginning to understand that love merely requires confidence and doesn't require research. There is something enormous in store for you. Heaven, my dear child, has been silently observing this tale. The person who believed they were the investigator is going to be questioned, not by you, but by life itself. Because love is corrected by God when it becomes manipulative. Additionally, this adjustment is already en route. Someone close to them, perhaps a friend or a coworker, will make a mistake soon. They will say something that reveals what has been happening behind your back. When it occurs, you'll get a shiver down your spine. At first, it will seem harmless, like a misplaced word, but your intuition will pick it up right away. There is something enormous in store for you. The puzzle parts will then begin to fit together. You'll recall that one peculiar query, that peculiar exchange, and the instance in which their smile stopped short of their eyes. Everything will finally make sense, and you'll know why your soul was uncomfortable even in their arms. That was your inner voice alerting you to the dangers of untruthful love. You're about to see a rare reversal, so stay until the very end. The person who attempted to observe every action you took will ultimately be observed by their own conscience. Every secret will come to light, every lie will reverberate, and their shame will become intolerable until confession seems like the only way to breathe again. There is something enormous in store for you. Don't allow resentment to fester in your heart, my little child. It's your liberty, not your loss, that lies ahead. You're entering a phase where fakes will not be able to endure. Even if their probe began with suspicion, it will conclude with your truth shining so brightly that every shade is revealed. And when it occurs, keep in mind that this is the pivotal time. It will no longer be you who is being observed. Everyone will look up to you. Your greatest strength will come from your grace in the face of betrayal. There is something enormous in store for you. You will get an epiphany before the following morning. It may be a voicemail, a message, or even a haphazard post that feels intimate all of a sudden, but it will carry the spirit of exposing. Your genuineness will silence everyone who questioned your heart, and the truth will emerge. So, my dear, maintain your composure. Instead of pursuing or confronting, just watch. Their guilt will speak for you. There is something enormous in store for you. Breathe deeply, my dear child. The mask starts to fall at this point. The vibe you've been experiencing recently is not coincidental. It's the suspense before to the disclosure. Someone in their immediate vicinity has already begun speaking. Whispers are now revealing a fact that was supposed to remain hidden, and you will soon hear it as well. Avoid skipping. Continue to the very end. You won't be able to describe what's going to happen. The loved one isn't behaving by themselves. Behind them, there is someone who has been feeding their suspicions and worries, transforming their love into a subdued obsession. Although this unseen assistant isn't there in front of you, their impact may be seen everywhere. There is something enormous in store for you. Someone from your social circle, a friend, a coworker, or even a distant cousin who used to grin too readily at you could be this other person. For a long time, they have been envious of your light. Their murmurs, such as, "Don't you think they're hiding something?" or, "You should check that," served as the impetus for the inquiry that is currently circling your name. However, karma never sleeps. The rumor will be exposed by the same mouth that initiated it. Keep a close eye on everything during the next few days. The truth will be exposed by an unexpected message or verbal blunder. The strategy of the covert assistant is failing, and they are starting to feel anxious. They had no idea how far their deception would go. There is something enormous in store for you. You will begin to notice subtle indicators. Their forced humor when things get heavy, their abrupt attempts to re-establish a connection, their tone shifting when your name is spoken. That's charm masquerading as guilt. They are becoming aware of the harm they have inflicted and the storm that is coming back to haunt them. For what was done in the dark must be paid for in the light. They are being shaken more by your composure, stillness, and refusal to react than by any conflict. They anticipated rage. They anticipated that you would break. But you're glowing instead. The wicked are restless because of that radiance, which is divine protection. There is something enormous in store for you. Let me now reveal the information they never wanted you to know. Your activities were not the main focus of the examination. It had to do with your value. They tried to show that you weren't worthy of the love, loyalty, and unreserved adoration from others. However, they will quickly learn that you don't need to defend your genuineness. A witness is not necessary for the truth to exist. When everything else crumbles, it just stands tall. Before long, people will speak your name with wonder instead of distrust. Because the story is already being rewritten in paradise. The falsehoods they created about you are vanishing like mist in the sun. And everyone who took part in this covert betrayal will have to confront the consequences of their actions. There is something enormous in store for you. Soon, you will hear words that will momentarily paralyze you. The indicator is when someone says, "They were asking about you." You'll be able to tell when the veil has lifted. Avoid reacting. Avoid defending yourself. Simply pay attention. Because their covert collaboration will dissolve in real time as soon as you hear it. This whole thing, my dear, was a divine test masquerading as suffering. It reveals who genuinely cares about you and who is just interested in manipulating you. Your route will become obvious like a daybreak following a storm once the exposure occurs. There is something enormous in store for you. Therefore, you can tell that heaven has already stepped in when you see the tension break, the awkward silences, the tardy apologies, and the abrupt confessions. The truth will no longer be concealed. Now, the same people who questioned your allegiance will ask for your pardon. Continue to the very end. Exposure is elevating you. They were actually looking into their own conscience, even if they believed they were looking into you. Every falsehood they told about you will now serve as a lesson for them. There is something enormous in store for you. Over the next few days, your energy will change. It will make you feel lighter, more liberated, and oddly safe. It's not a coincidence. That is the restoration of divine balance. Living under suspicion was never designed for you. It was your destiny to rise in the light. So take a breath. Take a tall stance. And let their remorse to serve as a teacher. There is something enormous in store for you. For a moment, my little kid, remain motionless and let this reality to settle in. Every secret thread they spun will soon start to disentangle on its own as the storm reaches its zenith. Now, the person you loved is caught between realization and guilt. They're starting to realize how far they've come and how everything they've worked so hard to control is slipping away like sand between shaking fingers. Avoid skipping. Continue to the very end. Now their hearts are restless. They are unable to look you in the eye for extended periods of time or sleep well. Because 1,000 words are not as powerful as your silence. They were afraid of what they discovered, even though they believed they were prepared for the truth. The issue they were is what you want. There is something enormous in store for you. They were initially curious, but now they're drowning in the consequences of their own suspicions. They have read every communication, relived every memory, and examined every deed, and it has only served to highlight your true loyalty and purity. Now they are unable to unsee it. They had come to the realization that they were fabricating tales and pursuing ghosts. And they are being internally burned by that understanding. They intend to confront you and force you to admit something you never did. However, the aura surrounding you was too strong while they were in front of you. They felt small, embarrassed, and unable to express themselves because of the truth within you. They wanted to accuse, but all they could say was your name, and then they fell silent. There is something enormous in store for you. They are now re-evaluating everything. Fearful of being revealed, the person who affected them, the covert helper, is starting to pull away. Every lie exposes another lie, and it's becoming a silent mess. And despite everything, your tranquility is unaffected, shining around you like a shield. They are recognizing that your composure is a sign of heavenly strength rather than weakness. That you never had to fight back, therefore you never did. All along, the truth was battling for you. And eventually, no one will be able to dispute what you've gracefully endured. There is something enormous in store for you. They will soon come forward with shaking hands and a heavy heart, my dear child. They'll confess things they never would have said. They will mutter, I was wrong. I let someone influence me. As people confess, you'll notice tears that come from realization rather than agony. Because they now realize that love that is based on uncertainty will inevitably fail. You'll experience a peculiar spectrum of feelings, including relief, forgiveness, and grief. Don't let resentment linger, though. It's your spiritual graduation right now. Heaven wanted you to see who genuinely supports you in the face of reality and who merely sticks around until curiosity turns into poison. There is something enormous in store for you. Don't interrupt them when they eventually break down and reveal the truth. Give them a chance to talk. The guilt will become too much for them to bear, and their voice will falter. They will share everything with you, including the meetings, screenshots, and uncertainties. The light of understanding will emerge between you two as they do.